It's good that you're gonna keep your stress low. Okay. Turbulent murmur echoes faintly from the depths of this chasm. So, we've got this wall here with sliding panels on it. And I knew the answer was written like 2 levels back outside on a wall. I just couldn't remember what it was. So I went and I found the answer when we were offline. Did I eat a bunch? I ate my fill. Like, gosh, I feel like this is such a fightin' words thing to say. I'm actually not a big fan of most Thanksgiving foods. You know, turkey and stuffing and stuff like that. But, like, I'll eat it. I'll eat what's in front of me, but I'll never request it. So, typically when I go to these things, you know, I eat till I'm full, and it's more about just, you know, seeing family I haven't seen in a long time. Now, if somebody puts out mac and cheese or something, I'll have 10 servings of that, and I'll go home and explode. But, unfortunately, no one had mac and cheese this year. I did actually have pasta for dinner tonight so that I had leftovers for tomorrow. Because it is easier to eat that on stream rather than... the first 12-hour stream I did, I ate a ham and cheese sandwich for my mid-stream break, and I'm like, nom, nom, nom. You know, it was so ridiculous. And I'm like trying to chew quietly, and the ham and cheese is like dehydrating my entire body. It's like, okay, I need to do something with a spoon next time. Alright, so we got these 4 panels with the pictures. City in Flames should be first. And then Tidal Wave. And then Barren Shore was the next one I wrote down. And then Flourishing City. I missed the intro. Cooking stream. Yeah, cooking with Mukluk would be like Chef Boyardee. And today on Chef Boyardee, we are burning cereal. That would be cooking with Mukluk. The remaining panels retract and lock into place. Behind the heavy stones, there is a metallic groan and then a steady whir. A small tile about a waist high slides back. Beneath, there is a carving. It shows an image of an ocean wave curled around a crescent moon. Perform the side of the tide. Sign of the tide. This is when I gotta throw the gang signs. You curl your hand as Kyoto had done and position it over the carving of the wave. Using your other hand, you trace the arc of the crescent with your index and little fingers. Ooh! Heavy rumble stirs the ground, and from all around you comes the sound of rushing water. Oh god! Can I walk across that now? I guess so. Jesus powers activate.
Silence surrounds me.
Oh my god, White Tiger! I haven't seen you in years! If you haven't figured it out by now, I operate in cat ears. How's it going, man? I want to see yard work with Mukluk. Yo, that's just gonna be me getting angry and hostile, and I might kill a man. You don't want that, Hobbit. Like, if you see an episode of Yard Work with Mukluk, the show you're watching is Cops. Just hanging out with my nephew? Nice. No, it will not compare to the dragon fight. It will be so much worse. There will be a body count. Embedded in this deep, semicircular slab is what looks to be a vessel for the sprinkling of holy water. In this context, however, it looks more like a lever. There are images engraved on the wall behind it, one of a rising wave and one of an open gate. Rising wave! Wait, hold on. Save game first. Save game. We're gonna try to flood this whole place. Yeah, the dragon fight was Mukluk trying very hard to control his emotions, and some of it leaked out. Yard work. A faint trickle of water is audible at the edge of your hearing. It grows steadily into a roaring torrent. Okay. Do we just drown half the cult? my. Oh wow. The platform I'm on is the only thing in this section not drowned. Human voices echo through the stone halls, pleading, gurgling, screaming. And then silence. Blah 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 blah. With a click, the machine releases its hold on the strange rod. You pack the vessel away.
Andra's teeth. All those people.
They won't see me coming.
Alright. We, Water Pope has spoken. Alright, so there was a room back here that was full of baddies that I didn't want to deal with. There we are. We should be able to loot them now.
And what do we have here?
What is this? 3 sapphires hidden in that weird gizmo. What about the guy that was in here? Is he dead? He's missing! How nerve-wracking. Alright. How? Oh, that's right. It was behind that door. So everything behind that door got drowned. Everything over here is not drowned. It's amazing how that works. Water Pope! Away! What did they call me? Like the Tide Bringer? Or the Tide Caller? Something like that? That I was tricking them that I was? Oh, here we go.
To see and not be
seen. 3 stews. A wave-crested key. Sounds useful.
Time to see and not
Sounds like something that Laura Croft
Let's see where
would
you're
find.
going with that. Give me a real challenge.
Okay, is that it for this place? Halls of Presence, Halls of Presence. Oh, this is the hip bone of that oh my gosh, I would not have caught on to that if not for this label. Giant skeleton's hip. This is the hip bone of the massive, not undead, the massive giant skeleton that's like slumped over the entire building. So its hip is inside the building. I hope it tells us more story about that, not just like, yeah, there was a big dead guy here, what of it? Because that was an awesome realization when we figured out what that was. Alright, send Zahua to do that quest, and head back up here. But yes, I hope you all had a good Thanksgiving. I hope none of your little cousins looked through your phones. Hope no aunts pinched your cheeks. Hope you're able to get fat in peace and move on. Friendly reminder that we are doing a 12-hour stream tomorrow from 12 noon to 12 midnight Eastern Standard Time. So if you're chilling at home or just want to lurk, I will be here. This will be my 3rd opportunity in 6 months to do such a thing. So I will be here. Let's just run. We've already scouted through this area. I made an awesome blueberry lemon pie, so fat was gotten. That sounds good. That sounds like something I would put in my mouth. Alright.
Is it done then? And do you have the witness?
Give Andra's witness. It is done.
I know what it is, to use that relic to call the flood. Even though it is necessary, even though it is merciful, it will stay with you. Always.
I'm fine.
One day it will be a new Tidebringer's turn to call the flood.
I am the
down
Tidebringer.
there. And then another for you. Only then will we be free of it. Free of the memory.
He puts a hand on your shoulder. The touch is tentative, and he withdraws his hand almost immediately.
Come, meet me upstairs outside the reliquary. There is one more thing to be done to complete the rising.
Going somewhere alone with this man to complete the rising. Got to shove my hand up a turkey's ass most action I've got in years. Jesus. Reliquary. There we go. Over here. Have you seen the prank that was on YouTube where it's like a dad, he had like 3 daughters in their teens, and he was cooking a turkey, and he had like a pheasant or something inside the turkey, and like when he goes to cut into it, he's like, "What is this? What the hell is this?" And he pulls it out, and he goes, "Oh my god, it was pregnant!" And the 3 daughters like burst into tears, and one starts like just like, "Oh my god," just like, you know, inconsolable, and then he had to. He was like, calm down. And he's like, birds lay eggs, you idiots. And it's like, 2 of them look like they were like 18, one was 13. White Tiger, you lost your skull badge. Do you need another badge? We got points. I can give you another badge if you need another badge. I did one of those quests that pays for itself earlier today, so I've got a little bit saved up.
The Vale of Tears is only to be crossed by the High Abbot. Andra's witness is the key.
Yes.
Through the Vale is the reliquary.
Oh, achievement.
When we are done here, pass into the reliquary, and your responsibilities will be revealed to you.
Reach the reliquary in the Abbey of the Fallen Moon is the achievement I just got.
The final step of the Rising requires that you use Andra's witness to seal me below with my brothers and sisters.
Say nothing. He snaps out of it.
Forgive me. The Rising. The final step. A slight correction. You will not be sealing us in the halls of silence.
Is this a fight?
The only way I will allow you to become the High Abbot is if you can kill me and those who stand with me, here and now.
Are you sure you weren't holding the instructions upside down?
There is no mistake. Have you ever swum in the open ocean, Tidebringer?
Yes.
Then perhaps you will relate. When you swim in the ocean, you are at the mercy of the current and the waves. It requires a great deal of trust.
False.
When I was a young man in Rawatai,
Well, that's how you say
paddle
that.
out in a small kayak and go spearfishing in the Gulf. One day, when I was swimming, I was caught in a rip current and pulled miles from my boat. I stayed afloat long as I could, but there was no getting to safety. It was night, and the water was black. I took a final breath and sunk below the surface.
Oh my.
Then there came a glow beneath me.
Deerwood?
It was a moon ray the size of a caravel, if you can imagine such a creature.
Oh, so I opened up Pillars of Eternity 2 earlier today just to make sure that the program was working properly before before the day comes when I go to stream it. And in the opening thing, they talk about a world of Audra, and I was like, "Oh, it's Audra?" I said Adra like this whole time.
I saw it swimming up toward me, and even as things began to grow dark around me, I knew I was safe.
Are you going somewhere with this?
I awoke on shore. That day, I pledged myself to Andra, because I knew she had seen me safely through, and that she always would.
Uncultured swine. I'll have you know I eat a plate of escargot with a glass of champagne every night. Watch yourself before I coup de grace you.
The glow of that moon ray has always been a beacon in my life. If I am sealed beneath, I will be forced to part with it, and 1,000 other memories that make me what I am. I will die, afraid and alone.
I don't care.
I thought I would be ready. My
Like
trust
your
in
whole
Andra was
cult.
absolute,
I don't care.
but I am weaker than I imagined. I will defeat you and stay on as High Abbot, or I will die here, knowing who I am. Either would be better.
Monks of Andra, you are right to doubt your leader's words. He no longer follows the will of our goddess. No one responds, but a few of the monks exchange looks. You seem to have made an impact, at least with some of them.
I have seen what lies in store. I do not wish that fate for any of you. Let us serve Andra in other ways.
Nah. Okay. Let's check. Okay, so it looks like my talking turned this one and this one to our side. Oh shoot, I didn't see these down here. Oh, that one's on our side, cool. Okay, that one's on our side now. Just gonna keep juggling these guys. Actually, let's summon these right here. Okay, he got that off. And let's have you grab this guy. You lay on hands on him. Oh god! Too late. He's down. Alright, but the fight's been going long. Why is that guy on fire? Good lord. Some monk skill? Set self on fire? Alright, res him.
Nice shot, stop us! Good health, my touch.
Alright, I think we got this. One Gale Singer left. We even kept one of the guys alive that was following the true will of our goddess Om, which I'm not actually a worshiper of. Oh, and then he just walks away. I'm gonna go drown with the others. Robes of the Tidebringer. +4 damage reduction, 25 defense against Charmed, Confused, +10 defense against Dominated, grants Martyr on Unconscious. Gives everyone around you 30% to attack speed. That's pretty wild.
No problem.
No, I didn't mean to do that. I was trying to loot the weapon rack. Oh, does it just open the door? Alright, that's fine. It's the giant skull! I said yesterday I was hoping it was going to be up here. Yeah, I honestly don't know what I clicked on. I thought I was clicking on the weapon rack. Alright. Where is those robes we just looted? I'm gonna check those out. Ba, 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 ba. Oh, they're right there. Alright, what are you using right now? Recovery speed -10. Oh, that's actually better. That's 15. Okay. What do you got? 7. Special stun, knockdown, special stun. Alright, what do you got? 8, 20, survival. Alright, let's put you in this. What? What is this? Okay, so Tint is in a freaking Princess Leia cosplay almost. Oh my gosh.
They shall see nothing while I see much.
Terms of service, come on. If what you just saw was against the terms of service, half the Twitch streamers would be out.
Time to see and not
Alright,
be
there's a
seen.
door over there. What about Giant
I'll
Spooky
take a
Skull?
peek. Few have laid eyes on what we see now, Watcher.
The cracks on this jawbone suggest that a forceful blow separated it from its skull. Oh, that is so cool looking. Lodged between rows of crystalline rock, a large fragment of metal protrudes. It looks as though it might be possible to pry it loose. Alright, pull out the metal fragment. At your touch, the splinter of metal begins to glow orange. Heat surges up your hands and arms and envelops you with such intensity you feel as though you are melting down. The heat spreads to the world around you, turns it orange, then yellow, and then white. The ground, the sky, everything around you drips in molten globs and begins to take shape beneath you as if in an invisible mold. You and the shard are the last things to melt and fall, and your addition to the molten pool completes the shape of an immense hammer. Hey, Ish619, thank you for the sub! I'm glad you're enjoying the stream, and thank you for helping support it. I really appreciate that. The metal cools as quickly as it had heated. The handle is gripped now by two great leathery hands, and the hammer is cocked back over a shoulder as broad and mottled as a hilltop. So is this skeleton the gigantic being that was smithing the eyeless creatures? The wielder whirls around and heaves the hammer, and you are flying upward for what seems like ages into the airless blackness above. As you spin, you catch glimpses of a rock large enough to be a moon. It is close, far too close to the world. The force of the impact shatters hammer and stone alike. The rock is redirected outward, but a section of the front face is cleaved off and begins to fall, splintering apart at the cracks. In 100,000 fragments blossoming outward in all directions, debris showers the atmosphere, trailing smoke and fire. Below, land and sea are far off, but gradually rising up. So, like, an asteroid was coming at the planet, and he threw his hammer at it? Look to the land. Features are becoming clearer by the moment as you streak toward the earth. You are lodged in an enormous boulder, falling among other smaller fragments that heat and burst around you on all sides. Look to this. Beneath you, snow-capped mountains rise up, dotted here and there by cities of stone and Adra. The impact will be the destruction of all of them. Look to the sea. The largest of the fragments, wide as a city, barrels downward in a fiery cocoon. Its size reduces as the edges immolate, but it won't burn up in time. The lands silently in the distant ocean, sending a column of water skyward and radiating ripples that spread like wrinkles in fabric. Then the sound comes tearing up through the sky. It sounds like thunder. The shadow of your rock fragment is visible now, getting larger by the second. You are moments away from striking the ground when a massive shape throws itself into your path. The last thing you hear sounds like another rumbling impact, but that isn't what it is. It's a chuckle, relieved, breathless. You hear two words. Made it. It's like he's jumping in the way. Is he going to catch it? Everything goes dark. You open your eyes. The metal hammer fragment has come free, and you now hold it in your hands. It is warm to the touch. So is this a chunk of the giant's hammer? I'm thinking. The air around you is suddenly turbulent, spiteful. A cold, damp wind whips your face. Salt crystals collect in your nostrils and the creases of your eyes. The floor beneath you becomes blue-gray and glassy, churning and rolling, and when you fall, you crash through water. Violent waves hurl against you, something slithers around your ankles and seizes you with incredible strength, drags you down into silty depths. No thank you? When the pulling stops, you're hovering at the center of an endless blue abyss. You can see neither surface nor floor. You seem to be facing downward, but there is no way to be sure. A voice sounds from everywhere at once, and the immense pressure wave of each utterance sends you reeling.
Deceitful wretch! Grave robber! You who dig for that which you did not bury. Speak! Explain yourself and be judged.
Who are you calling wretch, wench? Yeah, let's not insult the possible god booming in my head. I seek a means of defeating an army that was threatening my lands.
You seek what is mine, what was rightfully lost.
The outburst propels you, sending you end over end.
Your actions speak for themselves. The battery opened, the forge ignited. You set free souls that hid from me, that stole from me and evaded my judgment.
Am I talking to death right now?
The dwarves sealed their own fate. The forge was meant to be forgotten. And now, here you are again, denying peace to the buried.
I picked up a rock, I didn't know. The turbulence around you calms. Silt settles like a slow exhalation, and the vast dark seascape beyond the murk fades in. Rays of light trickle down from far above onto green gold columns of kelp that rise from the depths and sway back and forth in the current. Fish and mollusks patrol them in groups of hundreds and thousands, the nearest past you with watchful eyes. What are the bones of one god doing sealed in the temple of another?
Do not play coy with a god, Watcher. I know you have seen his death. I feel it whenever a forgotten thing is taken from me.
Oh! So I thought that he was, when he jumped in the way and said, made it, I thought he was trying to catch the meteor. Did it kill him? Is that what killed him? And then he, like, crumpled back over the temple? So he was, like, trying to protect the temple, but instead he died in the process?
Abidin did not deserve to die here. This place, it was the least I could do to give his remains some privacy.
So it was Abaddon's skeleton. The least you could do?
The least I could do for ending his life.
Light drains from your surroundings, the kelp forest becomes a copse of black tendrils, stark and twisted as regret.
I called the moon down to me, Ione brother. It was against his wishes. He would not listen to reason.
So it wasn't a meteor.
To me.
It was a moon. And he threw his god hammer at the moon as it was smashing toward Earth to break it up into chunks. Then tried to body block one of the biggest chunks, and it broke his neck.
In his madness, he splintered the moon. But it was not enough. The greatest of the fragments still fell toward that which he would protect. In the end, he took position where it would fall, and absorbed the impact himself.
I thought Bilafa and Kowalda were the moons.
Ione brother is their smaller sibling. Tiny next to them.
That's no moon. Soon enough, small enough that the world would survive its impact. You make it sound as though you were the sane one.
The other gods knew what had to be done, but they lacked the will to go through with it. Even gods have their attachments. To erase all knowledge of such a grand thing required unthinkable devastation. The Eastern Reach, Deadfire. Mine was the only solution. When I called down Ione brother, they remained silent. Even Abaddon. He knew it was for the best, but he tried to stop it all the same. Perhaps deep down I knew he would. I should have expected it. I could have stopped it.
But you didn't. Why the temple? Why the secrecy?
That time has been forgotten now. And so his death belongs to me. Everything he was before the impact.
But you slew another god. Surely the other gods know this. Surely Abaddon must know. Current surges through the kelp bed, pushing each plant sideways like a sapling in a hurricane and propelling you backward amidst a torrent of wayward fish.
No! He cannot know! He must never know! Understand, he was not always as he is now. His body was not all he left behind. He was devoted to progress and industry from the beginning. But so too was he devoted to preservation. In those times he would let nothing go. Nothing could be forgotten. His will was iron long before his body.
What was it he was trying to preserve?
Time has finished much of what I started. I cannot tell you that, mortal, for fear of undoing all its costly work.
Preservation? So that was why he went so far as to oppose you?
We agreed long ago, all of us, not to alter the course of Kith's civilization. Not directly. Not unless there were no other choice. But in this matter, there was no other choice. He understood that as well as anyone.
She's dodging the question.
It was for duty that he opposed it. I would have stopped it if I could. You may ask.
Here we go. Why did you pull down the moon?
The great conundrum of a god is how close to become with your subjects. Too far and they lose hope. Too close and your own judgment fails. Civilizations are meant to ebb and flow. Allow them to persist for too long in power or knowledge, and you invite catastrophe. There was a time when we let our sympathies get the better of us. When memories were allowed to persist that should have been washed away.
I wonder if this is just a